Both sides of a story.
Stand by.
Both sides of a story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session, hour 106.
May God remember you like Noah, favor you like Moses, honor you like Mary, fight for you like the Israelites, prosper you like Isaac, promote you like Joseph, intervene for you like Esther, protect you like Daniel, use you like Paul, heal you like Naaman, answer you like Elijah, anoint you like David, and keep you safe like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
On the journey of the narrow road, those who come before us line the way, cheering on the faithful, encouraging the weary, the writers, the testament. Surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us run the race, not only for the prize, but it's those who've gone before us. Let us leave to those behind us the heritage of faithfulness passed on through godly love. Oh, may you come behind us and us faithful. May the fire of the devotion on their way. May the footprints that we lead them to be, and the lives we live inspire them to remain. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. After all our hopes and dreams come and gone, and the children sift through all we've left behind, may the clues and rain discover, the memories they uncover, become the light that leads them to the road we just follow. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. inspire them to obey. They will come behind us and find us faithful. May the fiery eruption light their way. May the footprints that we leave meant to be, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. And they all who come behind us find us faithful. They all who come behind us find us faithful.
Find Us Faithful by Steve Green. And before that, the anonymous piece, a prayer of protection. On this Thursday, Holy Thursday, on the eve of Good Friday, we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us, right here on Power 106 FM. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us run the race, not only for the prize, but as those who've gone before us. Let us leave two votes behind us, the heritage of faithfulness, passed on through godly love. Oh, may all who come behind us find us.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Residents of Spanish Town and surrounding areas, Cumberland Medical takes care of all your general healthcare needs, including minor surgeries. Open daily, including Sundays and public holidays, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Cumberland Medical, 25 Cumberland Road, Spanish Town. Call 876-619-1105 and 6.
We're still in the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 28th day of the third month of 2024. And here in Jamaica and in the United States, the month of March is being observed as Intellectual Disabilities Awareness Month. Also in the US, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Endometriosis Awareness Month, Salt Awareness Month, and Women's History Month. In the UK, March is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and it's Constitution Day in Serbia. We greet you well wherever in the world you are listening and watching us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, as we continue to engage you in discussions and encourage you to share your thoughts, your ideas, your issues with us here on both sides of the story. And so the numbers to call are 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And as we said, we want to hear from you, so feel free to share your thoughts, your ideas, ask your questions, and add to the discussions as you listen to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. And so let's continue with more of your calls and your messages. 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. And today is a Thursday, which means just after 3:30 this afternoon, it will be time for your legal corner with U.S. immigration attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington. So that's coming up at 3:30 this afternoon. Before that, we will have a feature on the Remax Expo coming up. You can listen out for that as well. In the meantime, let's continue to listen to what you have to say and to read your messages as well. So feel free to call us on 876-365-3346. You can text us as well, 876-365-3346. All right, let's see. Some of these messages are leftover messages, others are fresh, and so we will treat them as such. Thank you very much, Bishop Gooden, reminding us of the fact that this is Holy Thursday or Maundy Thursday. Love one another as I have loved you, says the e-flyer or e-poster. Norman Wright. I think this was a discussion on the morning program, so we're going to leave that there. Let's forward this message to, all right, we're going to send it to the Power 106, POWER 106. All right, so let's go with that. All right, let's go with that. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada is in touch with us as usual. We appreciate that. Thank you. And Lorna Shelton Beck is clicking her heels because she now has 2 grandsons and she is delighted. Congratulations. Congratulations, Grandma. Lorna Shelton Beck. Congratulations to your family. Barry, good afternoon to you. Thank you for tuning in. And someone going by the moniker Yah, Y-A-H, Yah apostrophe S, Yah's child. Juliet Holness messed up with reprimanding the House clerk. So how can we trust her with interpreting the Attorney General's findings correctly? That's the question being put forward by Yaz Child. And Franklin McDonald is in on the conversation as well in a general term, not related to what we just shared, but he has sent us a link looking at the melting polar ice slowing the Earth's rotation with possible consequences. And this is, it should give us pause for cause here in terms of what is happening to our environment and the implications for all of us. Climate in crisis. It's an NBC News story. Melting polar ice is slowing the Earth's rotation with possible consequences for timekeeping. A new study found that ice loss caused by climate change is distributing mass on the Earth enough to alter its spin. Global warming has slightly slowed the Earth's rotation, and it could affect how we measure time. A study published Wednesday found that the melting of polar ice, an accelerating trend driven primarily by human-caused climate change, has caused the Earth to spin less quickly than it would otherwise. The author of the study, Duncan Agnew, a geophysicist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at the University of California, San Diego, said that as ice at the poles melts, it changes where the Earth's mass is concentrated. The change, in turn, affects the planet's angular velocity. So it's the planet Earth not operating how it used to, and that is problematic. Agnew compared the dynamic to a figure skater twirling on ice. If you have a skater who starts spinning, if she lowers her arms or stretches out her legs, she will slow down, he said. But if a skater's arms are drawn inward, the skater will twirl faster. Less solid ice at the poles then means more mass around the equator. Put another way, when we talk about the equator, see it as Earth's waist, W-A-I-S-T, Earth's waist. And thank you very much, Franklin McDonald, for bringing this NBC story to our attention. The study suggests, in other words, that human influence has monkeyed with a force that scholars, stargazers, and scientists have puzzled over for millennia, something long considered a constant that was out of humanity's control. And the information goes on. Thank you very much, Franklin McDonald, for sharing. And there's a little bit more here. So his study, which was published in the journal Nature, suggests that climate change is playing a significant enough role in the Earth's rotation to counteract an opposing trend. Because of a combination of factors, the Earth has begun to spin faster in recent decades, a temporary trend that has prompted scientists for the first time to consider subtracting a single negative leap second from clocks worldwide as soon as 2026. But the melting of polar ice, as in polar ice, has delayed that possibility by about 3 years, according to Agnew. If timekeeping organizations do eventually decide to add a negative leap second, the adjustment could disrupt computer networks. What a thing. The reason leap second adjustments have historically been added is that even without climate change, Earth's daily rotation has trended slower over millions of years, even though it may seem constant. About 70 million years ago, days were shorter and lasted roughly 23.5 hours. A study in paleoceanography and paleoclimatology suggests. That means Cretaceous dinosaurs experienced a planet with 372 days in each year. And you can read on at your leisure. Thanks again, Franklin McDonald, for sharing with us this NBC News story. Thank you and all the very best. All right, let's clear some more of these messages and say hello to someone with a moniker we don't really like. So we'll just say someone says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. We started celebrating too early, just got water for about 1.5 hours, and that was it." Well, we're sorry to hear that. We trust that was just a test for an improved water supply to come. We really hope so. But please keep us posted. Thank you. This one says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. This is church, man. Mr. Dervan, I would like to ask you a question. When the government said that they have no new tax, how could that be? Because when the prices of the items rise, the taxes go up. So then the government don't have to say that they raise the tax because they get new taxes when the price is raised." Sounds like you're conflating two things though, because there's a thing called inflation, and that has its ups and downs every single day. So we have to be careful that we're not conflating, we're not mixing up the two. But anyway, the rest of your message goes on to say, the government don't have to say that they raise the tax because they get new taxes when the price is raised. But when I think hold on, let's take the break and we'll come back and see if we can finish reading the rest of your message.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Importers, the Jamaica Customs Agency is revolutionizing your clearance experience as our contactless clearance process becomes mandatory on April 2, 2024. This process will facilitate the clearance of all non-commercial personal shipments at our seaports with a CIF value of less than $5,000 being inspected by customs without you or your agent present. You're encouraged to make your payments using our customs mobile app, JA Customs Connect. Fees payable to your shipping agent and warehouse operator remain applicable. For further information, contact your freight forwarder or email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm or call 876-922-5140 The JCA's contactless clearance process is convenient, efficient, and secure. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Whoa. Just what are they oohing and eyeing about? Honey bun, that's what. You can taste the magic, like honey bun donuts, cinnamon rolls, like cheese bread. Honey bun has a product for every mood you're in. With honey bun, you can taste the magic.
CIWI Electrical Sales is the place to find top quality brands, plugs, switches, wire, cables, and more. We stock all you need to get that electrical job done. We sell both domestic and commercial electrical items, conveniently located at 109.5 Red Hills Road. Call 876-924-2642 or 876-283-9986. We deliver island-wide.
The St. Mary Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society JAS will be hosting its St. Mary Agricultural Expo on Easter Monday, April 1, under the theme Nourishing Our Future, Safeguarding Farms, Ensuring Food Security. Join Power 106 FM for a live broadcast from the Grace in Sports Complex in Onoto Bay, St. Mary from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. as we bring you highlights of this outstanding agricultural expo. This broadcast is brought to you by the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE, Hyper Super Center, the National Irrigation Commission, NIC, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, the St. Mary Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, and Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited. That's a live broadcast from the St. Mary Agri Expo at the Grace in Sports Complex in Onoto Bay, St. Mary, this Easter Monday, April 1, from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
May the clues that they discover and the memories they uncover become the light that leads them to the road we each must find. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We were in the middle of a message. So the person said, if they fix the taxes, that when the item, if things go up, the tax will not move. So I would understand in that case that they have no new tax. Thanks for reading my text. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and ideas on this subject or these subjects. Thank you very much for your message. David Crosburn, so sorry, I haven't opened the package just yet, but this longish Easter weekend will make a lot possible in that regard. So we look forward to doing a bit of reading this Easter weekend. Right, so David, bear with us, please, and we'll be happy to share a perspective after having taken note of the package. Right, so this one says, hello, Dervan. This one was from yesterday. Greetings. Kindly raise with the University of Glasgow a possibility of a storyboard at the site of the Glasgow Sugar Estate in Westmoreland to add glow and luster at the site. David. Thank you very much, David, for sharing. And I gather this is a relationship that will go on for some time. So let's see the implications of that. And he says, Holy Easter Dervan, there is Glasgow in Westmoreland, Upper and Lower Glasgow in Trelawney. May luster and glow resonate in these areas. Thanks, blessings, David. Thank you very much, David Crosburn, for your message. This one says, it is in porous Spring Grove, sir. Yes, I remember. Porous Spring Grove. We trust, as we said, you will have a more constant supply of this most precious commodity than you currently do. But please continue to keep us abreast of those developments. This one says, Sir Malcolm, there is some hole and the walkway at the Savlamar Hospital from last year. I have been talking about it. NWA, please fix it before bad happen, please. Right, your message is clear. Thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. And all the best to you. And Barry says, I have been indicating for the last 23 years that our Earth zone is changing to a sun zone. 6,000 years ago, this Earth changed from a moon zone to an Earth zone and about to change to a sun zone in this time. In every 36,000 years, the sun, moon, and Earth change opposite places. The new technologies going out of the Universal Scientific Associates is to reduce the impact of this change. Therefore, the stupid politicians can stay there behaving wild and criminally, says Barry. Thank you for your message, Barry. As we continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Oh, there's some more from yesterday. Miss June, also known as Miss Herman, June, otherwise known as June in Norway. She says, Happy Easter from June and family and friends. Happy Easter, June and family and friends. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I just want to use this medium to wish for you and the staff of Power 106 a very happy and holy Easter season. Clarky Bless, Hunstown, St. Mary. Another message. Greetings, Mr. Malcolm. Have a holy week. God bless you. And this is from Desreen Kalu Tuning. Or is it tuning? Maybe tuning. Unless you're trying to tell us that you have tuned in or you're tuning in. All right. We'll work with it. Thank you very much. Let's go to the other messages. And we're looking forward to your calls as well on 876-922-4112-5. Miss Evadne is joining us. She says, Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Hope you are doing great. Enough love to all in class in Jamaica and abroad. Special greetings to my niece, Marjorie, and my cousin, Aurel, his wife, Melissa, and their son. God's blessings. To you too, Miss Evadne, and we join in conveying warm greetings. Cuban in Georgia yesterday had quite a bit to say. Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I wonder if the Jamaican people remember what happened to the people of Clifton and how criminal gangs were selling land in Clifton, and also how, I don't know anything about some of these terms. I'm not one too quick to gravitate towards some of these terms. At a personal level, I tend to jump over them because then yeah, let's just leave that alone. And so he is asking, where are the jobs he created from $10 million given to him by Vice President Kamala Harris? Sir Malcolm, this administration must remember that what they did to the citizens of Jamaica under the pandemic, reggae music, sports, and the church, and how much the pastor lady has to pay in court for keeping church. Maximum fines, 1 million or a year in prison for Jamaican citizens for breach of the COVID restrictions and protocols. It was a big disgrace what this administration did to the Jamaican public in the pandemic. And they got billions of US dollars, and we, the public, didn't see where those billions went in the pandemic. That message from, or that thread of messages from Cuban in Georgia. Opal in the Bronx in New York says, Hi, Dervan. Please ask what time is the panel discussion on April 2? Thank you for another informative and educational program. Thank you very much for sharing. And Let's continue. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number. You can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. And I see that the children will be having fun. The Ferncourt High School class of the 90s, in association with First Graphics, FESCO, Lid4 Mining, Nation's Choice, presenting their second annual football fiesta, scheduled for Saturday, the 30th of March. It's a charity football affair, luncheon, and after party, with all proceeds going to the Ferncourt High School football program. And it will be held at Ferncourt High School grounds from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And live outside broadcasts as well. So we wish them well with their fundraiser as we continue to go through these messages. And Calvin Lake says, good afternoon. This is Calvin Lake here in Mobay. Video news at Disneyland, Anaheim, California. Remains of body found on ride at Disneyland in horror. We're terribly sorry to hear about that. Let's check in with the text line, 876-922-4112-5. And this listener says, hi, Dervan, good afternoon. I'm thinking about Donald Trump fine. I go to the bank for a loan, carried my valuation documents for what I am using as collateral, my assets. Most times, for me, the bank has their own valuator and they send him to do valuation to be sure. So how come Mr. Trump is owing money? Because it is said he undervalued his assets. Hold a moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Mosquitoes will breed in containers that hold water. Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, buckets, and tanks, or cover the water surface with cooking oil. Punch holes in all tins, plastic containers, and boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover old tires or fill with dirt. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs and dispose of garbage by placing in plastic bags. Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
To promote and practice transparency, integrity, and efficiency, to protect and advance stakeholders' welfare, Jamaica Stock Exchange. JSC for you and me, business owners, investors, get on board. Benefits by listening and investing. Jamaica Stock Exchange. Jamaica Stock Exchange.
The St. James Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, will be hosting the 41st staging of the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show this Easter Monday, April 1 at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James. Join Power 106 FM for a live broadcast from the annual Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. and see cultural presentations, agricultural displays, and enjoy entertainment all day. This broadcast is brought to you by Growers' Choice Aries Organic Fertilizer, Hypro Super Center, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, the Nocalva Polytechnic College, and the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE. That's a live broadcast from the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James this Easter Monday, April 1 from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
May the crews that they discover, and the memories they uncover.
So the message goes on to say, how come Mr. Trump is owing money? Because it is said he undervalued his assets, and it's only the bank he got his loan from, not the government. So how come they're talking about undervaluing his assets? Therefore, the government charging him this horrendous money for undervaluing his assets. Cannot understand, says the listener. Here is another one. Good day, Mr. Malcolm. What about the Easter cookery book? I don't hear it advertised. I need mine to do my baking. Now, how can I get one? This is from Sister Maria. I think this is publications by the Gleaner and the Observer. Over the years, in recent times, they have been publishing cookbooks, and it sounds as if they didn't do one this year, from what we are reading here. The Easter cookery book, I don't hear it advertised. I need mine to do my baking. How can I get one, Sister Maria? Well, if you have an older copy, then you could use that as your guide if it is that this is something you have done in the past and are looking to benefit from the tips and the ingredients and all the other features. Then just see if you can get your hands on one of the previous copies, because chances are it's the same general information, because our Easter traditions changed dramatically, if at all. So that's what we would suggest to you. And let's see how it goes. Calvin says, hi, Dervan. This is Calvin Lake again. This is the correct wording of the previous message I sent. Thanks, Calvin. Human remains scattered on Disneyland ride prompts closure. Horror. One can only imagine what that is like. Oh dear. So sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. But let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. And let's see, there's quite a bit of information as well that we'd love to share with you if the time allows. But in the meantime, we'll take your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. That person got tired of, well, is now on hold. It sounds as if that is the situation. 876-922-4112-5. And still taking your calls and your messages. Keep them coming. And if you want to talk about Easter, feel free to go ahead as well. And what Easter means to you, if anything at all. And your reflections, on some of the Easter traditions. What do you think? Feel free to share with us. In the meantime, let's go to another caller. 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, Malcolm.
Hello.
Yeah, you hearing me?
Yes, we are loud and clear.
Okay, all right. I think you may have heard something about this guy from the Bahamas with I think it was some cryptocurrency thing. I'm not sure though, but he was tried somewhere in New York for 25 years.
Yes, I saw that this afternoon.
Okay, and during the news they said he make a bad investment, but he know what he was doing. Like they must imagine as somebody. Now, my question to you. Them bank we are going at people money at Jamaica, take out the money without them permission. What planning for them?
Bring the evidence forward and let's all see it. And if we have to take out a class action suit, if we have to take out a class action suit, then go ahead and do it.
And the judgment entertaining that?
We will see.
Okay.
Let us see what we shall see. Mm-hmm.
Let's switch gear on some more serious now. Listen on news read them say the Prime Minister of Bahamas, the car that he's not driving, he served for 4 Prime Minister. So they try to get him a new car and he raised some concern with the citizens of the Bahamas. Now in Jamaica, these leaders, you hear them change them car. Hello?
Yes.
I'm asking you if the Prime Minister every time them change them car, or he go down the line to other Prime Minister just like in the Bahamas.
It depends on what they are allowed to do.
Oh, so yeah, people monitor them and make sure say they have to work in guidelines.
Yeah, there are different levels of decision.
I was surprised when I hear that the car that the President driving, a 4 Prime Minister used that each Prime Minister served for 5 years, like 20 years, you know, and then just carry on by the car they have like and so well, so and so. And sometime I heard that when Minister leave office, him gone with car too. That's Erica Jamaica.
No, I think in some instances, and not necessarily unique to ministers, there is an option. There is an option to there's an option to purchase the vehicle and they go on their merry way into the sunset.
Okay. So that means they run the wrong idea then, so they just walk away with it.
But who would be a part of that arrangement? Why would they? Why would they want to do that?
These guys in Jamaica live a lavish lifestyle, you know. Sometimes nobody can question certain things with them, you know, because the person you put in charge to question them, you know, them in charge of the person.
I hear you.
All right, next point now. With I think them say some letter was sent to the speaker to the house, to the deputy, saying that some action should be taken. And I think I hear coming up that the speaker do have that authority to take action against the deputy. Is that true?
It is what it is. Yes.
Yeah, but before she do that, there's nobody brief her and that said this is not how it work and it can't work like that.
Well, those who occupy certain positions are briefed on those matters, and one would expect them to get it right.
Yeah, but we shouldn't make it reach a stage when several people at midnight before things can turn down. The rule of law should be in place, so you know, say, listen, this is what should be done and this is what should be done.
We hear you.
But yeah, but where we go from here with that with those actions?
If you feel that strongly about it, there are many avenues you can go to. You can get a court to make a pronouncement on the situation, but that's not going to happen. But because no, it's neither here nor there at this stage.
Oh, so you just know about me, that's all right. Next point.
No, if you want to follow it up, if you have the time, the resources, and the energy, and the backing of the people, and you think you can mobilize that support, and otherwise, go ahead.
Okay. All right, one last thing before I go. Come this Saturday about 1 o'clock, I should be landing in Jamaica. My next point to you, I hear them say if you people coming in, like they get $1,000 duty-free allowance. When that law take effect?
I don't remember the start date, but that's easy to find. Just Google the information and it will pop up.
All right, I say you're below down here. So tomorrow when I go to church, I ain't gonna preach a sermon. I want to hear you live, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm saying tomorrow I heard that you're going to be the preacher of the church, so I want to hear your sermon live.
No, I wouldn't want to take over your ceremony at all.
Well, I say you're loud and clear.
Okay.
All right, next week I'm going to be in Jamaica over the weekend.
All right, enjoy. Have fun.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Franklin McDonald is back, and he has he's quite determined to find a solution and find the stories that match the solutions, etc. So he has pulled from cyberspace Jamaican recipes, real Jamaican country cooking. And he has sent that information to us. JamaicaNoProblem.com, Jamaican recipes. And there's another story, another link to a story that has picked up some traction, and that's the situation with Frank Hester, OBE, and the issues with respect to contracts and the treatment of Jamaica's own Diane Abbott and related matters. Also, this one says, well, let's go to the phone lines and come back. 87. Let's take the break and come back.
And the children sift through all we've left behind. May the clues that they discover.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3:01 on Power 106.
Case is on the move. The College of Agriculture, Science and Education in Portland is talking next level agriculture. How? Enter the drone. More efficient spraying, seeding, fertilizing, crop and animal surveillance. Yes, they still train teachers, agronomists, hotel managers, plant doctors, vets, and now the drone pilot. Come fly with Case. 876-993-54368. Online at case.edu.jn. Case, creating opportunities for growth.
Behind us, find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. The numbers to call 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, the Minister of Finance saying there are no new taxes. And some people are calling and claiming that things are increasing, so that is a lie. But they need to understand that at one time when the budget was being presented, people would be hiding all kind of things written on increase in taxes. Because they don't hear about tax on cigarette because of ban on tobacco. People usually hide alcohol, beer, they hear about tax on travel tax, tax on motor vehicle, all kinds of sundry taxes. But with indirect taxation replacing that form of taxation, and people give a concession so that they can get certain benefits, they have more disposable income. They have to pay more because although GCT remain at the same percentage, when you slide in the value of the dollar, it automatically results in increased prices. So when some people are out there telling the people that government can control price, we are not going to go back to the days of the 70s when you have prices commission officers going into people's business place to search for hoarding, and with price being set and people brought to the court. We are in a market economy, and it is all depend upon increased production and productivity in order to allow the dollar to appreciate, in order to have constant price or reduction in price. So any opposition that is out there fooling people and telling them about them going to make prices remain constant or do increase, they are only hoodwinking the electorate. And they must wake up and smell the coffee and tell the people the truth. Because when they make grandiose promises, they must tell the people what they are providing them, giving them in terms of pie in the sky pronouncement as to where the money is going to come from and how they are going to increase production and productivity. Who will be the participants in order to bring about such a situation? So now is not the time to go around with idle talk. What you need is increased production and productivity in order to move the country forward. And the government is to be congratulated in terms of the new program for training of young people with skill through the hard program, whereby they will get stipend in order to deal with transportation and lunch, so that they can acquire skill to be productive members of the workforce, so that we don't hear argument about foreigners coming in to have jobs that Jamaicans could get, because we need the necessary skilled workforce in order to move the country forward in a positive direction.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, all right. So you have a good Easter.
You too, and all the best to your family.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. In a few minutes, we'll be getting some more information on the REMAX Expo And this is for those who have an interest in real estate and related matters. Stand by for that. In fact, we're going to be connecting with the regional sales and relationship manager with Remax, Donalda Daly Martin. Good afternoon. How are you? Okay, we'll come back to that in a little while from now. And let's see. Let's continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And continuing to share with you useful information to go about your daily affairs. And so we thank Remax for choosing Power 106 FM, and we will go ahead with the discussion. So we are going to say hello and good afternoon to Donalda Daly Martin, Regional Sales and Relationship Manager. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. How are you?
I am fine, thanks, and would love to hear you a little clearer. Sounds like a bit of overmodulation there in terms of your volume, but we really want to hear you. So if you're able to make an adjustment on your end, assuming that it's on your end.
Is it better?
All right. Well, we'll do our best, and if we have to make an adjustment, we will.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much for joining us. Remax, first of all, can you give us a bit of background on Remax?
Well, Remax is one of the largest real estate companies in the world. And we are in Jamaica since 2009. The Remax Elite brand. And we have one of the highest volume of real estate on the island. And so we have an extensive reach to all our clients and prospective clients.
Mm-hmm. What is the reason why Remax was selected to do or chose to do a real estate conference?
All right. So we want our clients and our prospective clients to be well informed on what is happening in the real estate sector. We are also interested in putting together the different stakeholders within the industry. And so this is a trailblazing real estate expo, which creates this unique opportunity for cohesion between the real estate connoisseurs, investors, and stakeholders. So participants will leave the expo inspired and educated and better connected to the industry. And it's the first real estate expo of this kind that is led by a real estate company in Jamaica.
I see. Is this a one-off event or an annual one?
We intend for it to be annual, but this is the inaugural one.
And just a bit before we move on, how important is the real estate market to the Jamaican economy?
Well, the real estate market is one of the biggest markets in terms of how it impacts persons' lives. Real estate will be one of the biggest investments most Jamaicans will make. And so we see it as a driver for wealth, for the growth of wealth and wealth creation in Jamaica. And so we are behind our Jamaican audience, both here and abroad, 100%.
And so what should attendees, those of us who plan to be at this REMAX Expo, what can we expect from the event?
Well, we have 3 days of excitement planned. We'll have educational sessions. We'll have networking opportunities, the forum for networking and knowledge exchange within the real estate sector. We'll have family-friendly activities and entertainment and live outside broadcast and press tours.
Sounds like a lot to look forward to. And in terms of partners, do you have partners on board?
Oh, yes. We have a number of partners. We have the Pinnacle as one of our main sponsors. We have EdgeChem, Barita, Television Jamaica, Radio Jamaica, the UCC Group, University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, that is, Jamaica, Observer, Factories Corporation, JN Bank, Stewart Automotive Group, Power 106 itself, and we have a number of exhibitors. These are just the major sponsors.
Right. So remind us of as we go to this break, remind us of those dates again and times.
April 14th to the 16th at the Jamaica Predator from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. 3 days of excitement. And our theme is invest in real estate, accelerate your wealth.
That's a timely one, especially considering all that's been happening in the real estate market. That's something that's a study in infrastructural development, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and we've recently concluded budget presentation on some of the expansions that will happen in terms of our road network, in terms of water, in terms of even personal income tax threshold moving from 1.5 to 1.7. We expect an uptick in activities in the real estate sector.
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
It continues to be all smiles at Wellington Dental. We offer dental care for the entire family, including cleaning, filling, whitening, and other dental services. There's wheelchair access and an exciting play area for the children. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Telephone 876-984-5482 or 876-749-3515.
Come behind us, find us there before.
Thanks a lot for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We've been giving you a preview of the REMAX Expo, Real Estate Expo, coming up. And we've been, Donalda Daly Martin has been whetting our appetite in terms of the developments in the real estate sector. And I just asked her to hold on a bit because I wanted you, Donalda Daly Martin, to say some more about the uptick that you referred to a while ago as far as the real estate sector is concerned.
So Jamaica's real estate market has remained buoyant since COVID-19, and the sector continues to prove that way as a sure way for wealth and wealth creation. The value of the real estate market is projected to reach approximately about 93 billion US dollars in 2024. And residential real estate dominates the market with a projected market volume of about 76.73 billion. The value is expected to show an annual growth of about 4%. So with some of the initiatives that we have heard announced, we expect, you cannot predict with any certainty, but that's the expectation that the industry will continue to grow.
I see. So it's all systems go. You have your partners, sponsors, stakeholders who will be turning out in their numbers.
Yes, Dervan. We mentioned some of the partners. I wouldn't want to mention the exhibitors by name because they're numerous, but we have coming from a number of sectors, from the construction sector, from all sectors that affect the building sector and real estate.
All right, so.
And banking too. We have our financiers who will be there. And I mentioned Jamaica National and Barita, but other banks will have booths there.
All right, so listeners, please make a note of the dates. Mark the dates, the 14th to the 16th of April, 2024. The Remax Elite Realty hosting what they describe as a revolutionary 3-day conference and expo at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. And it's expected to provide the platform for real estate professionals, stakeholders, investors, industries, and the general public will be engaging, learning, sharing, and growing. And for anyone who is curious about developments in real estate, it's the perfect fit. So over to you. In the meantime, is there a link or a website or a social media handle that you'd like to share or leave so that those who would like to follow up will be able to do so?
All right. If you would want, we still have limited number of booths. If you would want to contact us for booths, you can contact us at 876-835-1197. And the conference, closer to the time, we will give a conference for streaming, because we will be streaming to the diaspora.
Oh yes, that's a key market.
Yeah.
And we know by virtue of our work that we have followed the likes of Remax and other real estate and realtors activities right across the diaspora. So yeah, that's.
And we will provide timely updates because we have a landing page on our Remax Elite website.
Okay, good. All right, so listeners, you can Google Remax Elite. That's RE/MAXELITE. And you can get more information on not just Remax Elite Realty, which will be hosting this revolutionary 3-day conference and expo at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. But other stakeholders will be in the mix, and lots of questions. People have a lot of questions, and these professionals are more than competent to answer your questions. So make a note of it. April 14 to 16, 2024, Remax Elite Realty hosting a revolutionary 3-day conference and expo at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. And we wish you and your team all the very best as you continue to play your part in the development of Jamaica, land we love. Thank you so much, Donaldo Daly Martin, Regional Sales and Relationship Manager with Remax.
Thank you for having me. It was our pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And we really need to take it easy. Whatever we do, wherever we are, sadly, there are bad things that happen sometimes. I'm just seeing this story, this breaking story. Bus carrying Easter worshippers falls off cliff, killing 45 people in South Africa. What a tragedy. So sorry to hear of this tragedy. The story on CNN tells us dozens of worshippers died after a bus headed to an Easter conference apparently lost control and plunged off a cliff in South Africa's Limpopo province on Thursday. The South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, reported the crash claimed the lives of 45 people and one is seriously injured, the country's transport department said in a statement. An 8-year-old girl who survived has been airlifted to hospital. According to SABC, the passengers were pilgrims traveling from Gaborone, the capital city of neighboring country Botswana, to a church for an Easter conference. The cause of the crash is under investigation. So it's quite refreshing when we're able to take a break from certain routines and to enjoy the outdoors, etc. We have to be so careful and conscious and conscientious. It's very important that we are that focused, especially when we are stewards in ensuring that those in our care are taken from one location to the other, and that we're able to get them to and fro in a safe manner. So we want to just remind ourselves and remind everyone else of the importance of being careful, thoughtful, and meaningful in our actions, and also ensuring that we, in as much as is possible and as best as we can, to manage ourselves and those we have stewardship over, to ensure that those connections are in fact playing their part because they're a part of the whole. And if we're working as a team, then surely we can fix what needs fixing. So let's be mindful of these things. It's as I said, it's apart from saying that it is Holy Week, it is also a holiday period, and a lot of us get excited, and sometimes we lose it, maybe not intentionally, but in terms of just being in a different atmosphere, a fun environment, and just letting it all hang out. But we still have to put safety first. It is important, as we like to say, because we know a lot of people go to the beach or to the river, etc. And we're always putting in the reminder that if you know, not believe, if you know that you can't swim, don't go out to the water. Let the water come to you. Just as how you see the waters rushing to shore, yeah, you just sit in that, relax on your back, and allow the Caribbean waters, the turquoise water of the Caribbean, to cool and calm you, and enjoy. Ideally, yes, more of us should learn to swim and should be taught to swim. But there's also a fear, a terrible fear of the water. And so it's still quite a task to get more of us as Jamaicans to engage in swimming. But having said that, it's not a crime. It is not a crime. If you can't swim, you know you can't swim, don't go out to the water. Let the water come to you. All right. Thank you very much for your listenership and support here on both sides of the story, Para 106 FM. As we said earlier on, it's a Thursday afternoon. It's Holy Thursday. And coming up at 3:30, it will be time for Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington. So if you have any issues, any questions, any concerns, any matter that you find to be problematic in the field of U.S. immigration and you need answers, there's no day like today and no time like this time for you to call us on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. If you're shy and you'd rather message us rather than call us, that's not a problem. You can send your text messages and WhatsApp messages to 876-365-3346.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30. Jamaica, this Easter, get your sumptuous Easter buns from Jack's Master Bakery. Also available, bread, bulla, raisins, and cornbread. Jack's Master Bakery, 73 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10. Telephone 925-7203. That's 925-7203. Jack's Master Bakery, the professionals of mouth-watering baked products in Jamaica.
Public sector workers, are you ready? Registration is now open for the exciting public sector debate competition. Gather your team.
www.facebook.com/NWA Jamaica. The National Works Agency, developing safe, reliable, and quality roads. Welcome to Your Legal Corner on Power 106 FM, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Call in with your questions and concerns on 876-922-41125. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Time now for Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story, right here on Power 106 FM.
And on this week's edition of Your Legal Corner, we say hello and welcome to our host, Delia Walker Huntington.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Dervan. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
Good, thank you. Good. Just had a slice of nice bun and cheese, so I am ready for
All right. Why are you doing that to me now?
Oh my goodness!
You know, sometimes you would. Sometimes you put yourself in line, getting ready to, or hoping that somebody will give you a gift of some bun.
Well, I don't wait on that, Dervan. I go out as soon as it hits the shelves, and I'm here to purchase.
I can just imagine. So
yes, you know, when you live overseas, the Jamaican traditions make you feel so connected to home.
True.
And also brings back great childhood memories. You know, that first taste of the Easter bun for the season is always just brings you back to your childhood. So it's a great tradition and a lot of nostalgia involved.
Yes. And it does help that we take Jamaica with us when we
everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. From the tallest high rise in New York City to the most rural of places in Texas or in England or anywhere in the world we are certainly taking Jamaica with us.
Absolutely. So how are things on the home front as far as immigration matters are concerned? Any developments of note?
Well, you know, come next week, fees are going to go up. We've been talking about that on the USCIS side. I heard today that the House of Representatives is getting ready to walk the articles of impeachment to the Senate against the Homeland Secretary, Alexander Mayorkas. And, you know, that just brings a lot of negativity towards the entire immigration process and to immigrants on a whole. Very negative. It just, you know, that impeachment passed the House by 1 or 2 votes, and it has no chance of succeeding in the Senate. But still, the leader, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, is going to do this for sure by walking this impeachment bill over to the Senate to proceed. So it's a waste of time when, in fact, immigration bill was put forward that not only dealt with the border, but would have also dealt with other issues regarding the processing of immigrants, and that was killed by order of the Republican nominee. And so here we are in this mess. Here we are in this mess with nothing positive to tell you, you know, from a general perspective at all.
Mm-hmm. So
one bit of good news, though, Dervan, in April, you know, that's a few days away, we have a new visa bulletin that comes out. The visa bulletin tells you which priority date is being processed. There's only one category that's moved forward from March to April, and that is the F2A, which is the green card, the spouse and minor child of a green card holder. It moved from June of 2020 to September of 2020. All the other categories kept the same priority dates that they had in March. So that's the one bit of good news that I can share today.
All right, just a quick reminder, listeners, you're listening to U.S. Immigration Attorney Delia Walker Huntington on this week's edition of Your Legal Corner. We encourage you, we invite you to call in with your questions, your issues, your concerns with respect to U.S. immigration matters. And the numbers to call, 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Any U.S. immigration questions that you have. And as we said, if you are a little shy about picking up the phone and calling us and asking your questions, well, feel free to message us instead, which is the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Any questions that you have in relation to U.S. immigration, anything you're uncertain about, information that you feel you need to have before you start an application, for example, or in the process of an application, etc. And you have the benefit of a most illustrious daughter of Jamaica serving in the international arena, Delia Walker Huntington. So listeners, don't be shy. Let's get those text messages and those calls coming in. 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And those of you who are online, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can also post your questions there as well. And okay.
Dervan, I think the listeners might be out gathering their volunteers.
Yes, it's the same thing here. The place is rather scanty. Same thing here. The roads are virtually empty. Yes, except for the areas where the bulk of the traffic is heading.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the States, tomorrow is a regular day. Good Friday is not a holiday here. Although some places close because the courts have been taken up to closing in some jurisdictions because so many people take the day off. For all intents and purposes, there's no functionality. So in those jurisdictions, the chief judge sometimes takes the decision to close for Good Friday, but it's not a public holiday. Banks and places will be open just the same. The only public holiday is Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, and it's one of the few days where actually even supermarkets are closed in the United States. It's Easter Sunday. So that's the official holiday here. We don't get Holy Thursday, we don't get Good Friday, certainly don't get Easter Monday. That is just not contemplated. So understandable. We know what Jamaica is like when it comes to holiday time. Everything shuts down.
Oh yes. And all right, we have a message coming in for you now, Miss Delia, from TJ. TJ says, for the lawyer, priority date for unmarried son over 21 is July 2022. Approximately how much longer do you have to wait? Filing,
a long time.
Filing done by U.S. citizen parent.
Right. So that person, the beneficiary, is in the F1 category, the over 21 unmarried son of an American citizen. And the priority date that is current is February 8th of 2015. So if he's in 2022, that's quite a number of years. You know, we use that category used to be maybe about 4 years or so. But since the pandemic, it certainly increased, and I haven't seen it coming down because February 2015 is a long time. It's a very long time. So, you know, when someone files for you in those categories, you just forget about it. You're on filing, that's it. You go ahead, you live your life. You work, you go to school, you gather all the skills you might need once you migrate to be with your parent. You don't want to sit down and wait on the filing to come through. You need to continue being productive, boosting your resume, getting all the skills that you can until it's time for you to be reunited with your parent.
Mm-hmm. Listeners, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Your Legal Corner with U.S. Immigration Attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington. Here's an opportunity for you to ask your questions. Maybe you are contemplating visas, etc., and related matters. Any U.S. immigration issue that you have, please. The numbers to call, 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. We have more for you in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. The St. James Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, will be hosting the 41st staging of the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show this Easter Monday, April 1 at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James. Join Power 106 FM for a live broadcast from the annual Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. and see cultural presentations, agricultural displays, and enjoy entertainment all day. This broadcast is brought to you by Girls' Choice Aries Organic Fertilizer, Hypro Super Center, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, the Nacalva Polytechnic College, and the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE. That's a live broadcast from the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James this Easter Monday, April 1 from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. You're listening to Your Legal Corner, your source of information on all matters regarding U.S. immigration. You can call in with your questions and concerns on 876-922-4112-5. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Now, back to Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM.
And we go straight to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Any questions that you have with respect to U.S. immigration, you've come to the right place at the right time. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling Your Legal Corner on both sides of the story, Power 106.
Thank you for taking my call. I have a question for you. I am living in this state, but I had one little grandson out here. I would like him to come and visit me. Could you tell me how do I go about it?
Okay. So children, sometimes it can be tricky for them to get visas because the thought is that they're not going to return. Anybody who applies for a visa, the presumption is that they have an intent to migrate, meaning they're going to America and they're not coming back. And this is anywhere in the world. It becomes a little bit even trickier for children who are not applying with their parents. So what you have to do, and no one can tell you what the outcome is to apply for the visa. When the child is going in for the interview, they take evidence that they're enrolled in school and so forth, and that they're just coming to visit, maybe for the summer to go to Disney World or some such thing to visit with their grandmother. And apply for the visa. No one can give any guarantees. You just have to go ahead and apply.
Now, what I'm saying, he is living here. He's only 4 years old. His mom and his dad is here.
He's here where?
In Jamaica.
He's here.
In
Okay.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
But, excuse me?
Sorry.
I didn't hear you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying yes.
Yes, his mom and his dad is living here. I am living in this state, but I had 2 more other grandkids. They always come out and spend time here with him. So, you're always crying. He's 4 years old. I would just like to take him for a visit, whether a month or, 3 weeks, whatever, a little short time that he can come back to school, because I know he has to go back to school.
I understand. Understood. But I'm saying that you have to be aware that he may not get the visa. You have to apply, or the parents apply, you send a letter explaining what you just said, that he has cousins in the States, and you want, instead of the children coming down, you want him to come up and visit and spend a month over the summer with his cousins and with you. And the parents take him in and see if he gets the visa.
Okay, but at least the other grandkids came down here, but when they're going back, he get crying, So I said, let me see how this goes. I can apply.
Yes.
Know?
Yes, I understand, ma'am. But you just have to know that going in, that doesn't mean he's going to get the visa, is all I'm trying to tell you. Is that no matter what the reason is why you want him to travel, they don't have to give him the visa. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for the call. We have another message coming through, another call too, plus other messages. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling Your Legal Corner with Delia Walker Huntington. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Lawrence Fletcher.
You didn't have to give us your full name, but it's all right. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm a citizen of the United States, and my wife is living out here. I have a terrible eye problem, glaucoma. So I want her to come over to stay with me and to help me out because I'm legally blind. I just cannot help myself. So I want to know how I would be able to get her that she can be with me until I do what I have to do.
You need to file for her, sir. You need to file for her for a green card. You need to file for her because if she's never had a visa, the chances of her getting a visa the first time around when she's married to an American citizen goes again to this presumption to migrate. So the quickest thing you can do is file for her with an expedite request because you need the filing to be processed quickly because of your stated medical condition. Get your proof of your medical condition from your doctor, your diagnosis, and any other supporting documentation to put with the petition and with a request to expedite it. Meaning that for them to work on it quickly, to pull your application to the top and to work on it immediately.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Let's look at this message that came in now. Good afternoon. Sorry, this one says, Dervan, please ask Miss Delia if there are any Jamaicans who went into the river from the Baltimore bridge collapse. Patrick.
Oh, not that we're aware of. I think the people, sadly, who were on the bridge working were all from Central America. They were all immigrants, but they were all from Central America, El Salvador, and those places. So sadly, I believe 6 died. They've recovered the bodies of 2 people. 4 are still not recovered, and they've had to abandon the recovery effort because of the toxic chemicals that are in the water from the ship, the containers that fell on, and also just the risk, the debris beneath the underwater is very treacherous. So they're going to use cranes to try to remove some of the larger pieces before they go back to trying to recover the bodies. But yeah, sadly, this is what happened. And again, all immigrants working at 2:00 in the morning to repair a bridge, major bridge in Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow. Yeah. What a tragedy. Thank you, Miss Delia. There's another message, this one from Fimi Style Hair Accessories. It says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. My priority date is 2017, November. F2B file by permanent resident. How much time do I have left?
Okay, so there are two answers to give here. First of all, the F2B is the adult unmarried son or daughter of a green card holder. Visas are available for persons who were filed November 22nd of 2015, but they're beginning to process paperwork for those filed in January of 2017. So this person was filed for in November of 2017. They can be on standby to start gathering documents. So their petitioner should file their tax returns. Well, you have to file by April 15th of each year unless you get an extension. So they should start to prepare their tax documents in preparation for submitting affidavit of support and visa applications probably sometime this year, but can't say for sure. They're at January 2017 now in processing the paperwork, but the visa availability is November 2015. So not far.
I see. If you don't mind, can we go back to the children earlier on? In which one of the messages? I think the lady who called and saying about taking, is it one of her grandsons or something like that?
Right, for a visit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm just wondering what's the success rate like in that area in terms of convincing immigration? Go ahead.
Boy, Dervan, it's hard to say. I don't have any numbers to give you a percentage, but some children get the visas and other children do not, because the presumption is, and there is an ability to take children of that age and keep them in the United States there, and they can remain undocumented. They're fine until they're 18 because they can go to school. And then when they turn 18, then they have a problem. Sometimes there are adoptions that take place. And while the adoption may go ahead, on the other end of it, when it comes to immigration time, they've lately, the last few years, are now looking at the financial ability of the parent or parents, to say, why was this child given up for adoption? It's only for immigration benefits. Before it wasn't a problem. The child came up. After 2 years, you adopt the child as long as you adopt for 16. But now they're doing further inquiry. They're piercing behind the adoption to say, well, what happened? Why was this adoption undertaken when the parents were able to support the child? So it becomes very tricky, but nevertheless, they don't just give children visas just like that. They don't.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Delia. And Natalie Winter, I'm not sure if Natalie, do you have a U.S. immigration question? Good afternoon.
A question for Ms. Delia. Afternoon, Ms. Delia. I want to find out from do illegal aliens, as you call them, do they have any rights in the United States and the UK? Do they have any legal rights to anything?
To anything like what? To get benefits?
Like to health care or anything. Do they have any legal rights?
Well, in America, in America, if you present yourself for emergency care, you're not supposed to be turned away. By the way, the term is undocumented. Undocumented, not illegal, undocumented. So if you show up for emergency health care at an emergency room in a hospital, you're not supposed to be turned away. You're supposed to be treated. But the undocumented does not have any rights to anything. There are some private hospitals that may have funding that give regular care to the undocumented. So it's up to the person to know within wherever they're living, it's New York or Texas or Colorado, what does that county offer, which hospitals may offer them care that they don't have to pay for it because it's funded by somebody else. Sometimes they get grant funding in order to provide health care for the undocumented, but the undocumented are not entitled to any kind of government benefits per se.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much, Natalie. All the best as we continue with more on your program, both sides of the story, and we're just about wrapping today's edition of Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington. I'm going to ask you, please, Ms. Dahlia, to leave the necessary contact details for those who'd like to follow up.
Sure. To reach me in the United States, it's 954-963-8555. That's 954-963-8555. Practice immigration law anywhere in the United States and family law, divorces, child support in Florida. To reach me in Jamaica, it's 876-969-9666. That's 969-9666 or 925-0949. That's it for today, Dervan. You have yourself a peaceful and safe Easter to everybody at Power 106 Lena Group and to all the listeners around the world. Happy Easter, and let's remember what we are in fact celebrating.
We are very, very comforted by your very, very special wishes. We thank you very much.
You are quite welcome. Have a lovely day and a lovely Easter, and God's willing, we'll be together next week.
Amen to that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
You've just listened to Your Legal Corner, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Join us next Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story, right here on Power 106 FM. At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire
on Power 106.
Afternoon, Mr. Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, please. Hello. We're live on the air, Lorna Lewis. So you'd have to catch us in the break. Sorry, we have a few minutes to the break. But let's go to this call though. We have to take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Dervan.
Good afternoon. It's been a little while. Good to hear from you.
Thanks, man. I was trying to call him a day, but for some reason, when I'm waiting, the call just cut off. So I was in the car street.
Sorry to hear that.
I was in Jamaica for a little while, doing some work on there. So, and then Flo messed me up with my what do you call it?
Internet.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, my internet. Yeah, I did an upgrade and they cut me off before they put a new box in. And for some reason, they make an appointment over and over, didn't show up. When you call the office, they keep telling you that they're going to escalate it to whatever they can't talk to the dispatcher. While Dervan throws a mess, I don't know. So I had to go in the office. Went in the office with my driver's license from New York, of course. They're telling me that I have to come with a Jamaican ID. So I said to the person, when I'm calling you, I give you my account number, I give you my address, I give you all these things. Why after a plus? Yeah, I'm right now with an ID. So I had to go back home and get my passport. You don't have to be a local ID, but you have to be a passport or a Jamaican ID. That doesn't make no sense to me, but finally, they came with the new box the next day. And then 2 or 3 days after the light went out, they were fixing something down the street for me. And when the light came back, the box wasn't working. That took the next 5, 6 days for me to come and fix it. At least 4 days. I call, I don't know. Flow is a mess though. The service is not that bad, but they need to address the situation when you call them. The dispatcher or the people you call in the office can speak with the repair people who's coming to your house. And if they call you at your home and for some reason they don't get you, they don't show up. That's gone to them. You have to get you first before they show up. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a mess. Yeah, it was a mess for me. Flow, I don't know. You guys need to fix. I think that for me, it's not a rocket science. Why you can't speak? Why the person who you're calling on the phone, the representative you're speaking to, why they can't get in touch with the person that's supposed to come to your house? I don't know. But anyhow,
terribly sorry to hear of your experience. It sounds really bad.
When I was calling the floor, one time I almost cried.
Sorry, hold on. Don't move. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Residents of Spanish Town and surrounding areas, Cumberland Medical takes care of all your general healthcare needs, including minor surgeries. Open daily, including Sundays and public holidays, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Cumberland Medical, 25 Cumberland Road, Spanish Town. Call 876-619-1105 and 6.
Thanks a lot for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Thank you very much for holding. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, next thing, Dervan, quickly before I move on after I call for. So my garbage, I was there for 5 weeks. My garbage got picked up one time. I had to call the counselor. Dervan, I don't know. These are the things that stress people out, man. I mean, I could see they skip 1 week, but my goodness, 3 weeks. My garbage fine. I don't burn garbage, plastic. I use. Unfortunately, when I come to Jamaica, I have to drink from the bottled water. I can't drink the pipe water because I had a problem with my stomach before, so I have to buy bottled water. And then I can't burn this plastic, and they don't come. I have to call the counselor. So in 5 weeks, they don't come one time, Dervan. I think these are the things that stress people out, Dervan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that can be a good thing. Yeah.
Say it again, please. Right. If you skip 1 week, come the other week. I could understand something happened to this truck 1 week. When you don't show for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Anyhow.
Not good. Not good. Sorry, go ahead.
Not good. Yeah, and you know, the rats and the stuff, that's what they feed on, right? If you have garbage laying around. And I don't like to people, I don't like when women never burn their garbage, so I don't like it because you don't know what they're burning, and the smoke come right in your lungs, right? That's not good.
That could cause health problems.
Absolutely, Dervan. Absolutely. And by the way, again, I find out that there are a lot of Jamaicans and women have asthma. Why is that, Dervan? Do you know? I'm finding that out.
Well, it could be one of a few reasons. Like, for example, if you, depending on where you work, the kind of setup that you have at work, and the kind of the kind of things or particles that you let off in the environment, and that comes back essentially to haunt you. There's that too. That's one of the things in terms of where you work and the conditions under which you work.
Well, here in the Bronx, I think the Bronx has one of the highest rate of asthma in the U.S. But we know why. You know, the Bronx is one of the places in the U.S. who have the most dense highway. You know, the cross Bronx, the Brooklyn, you name them, right? They're right in the Bronx is just, I don't know. So because of the pollution from the trucks and the cars, so Bronx tends to have a very high rate of asthma than anywhere in the U.S. So we know why, but in Jamaica, I'm finding out that a lot of female they suffer from asthma, and I just probably just turned on to just done this burning garbage thing with that, and we need to just put that in there.
Yeah, we do have a habit, some of us, of burning garbage.
Especially the plastic. No good.
Yeah.
I was talking to you. Actually, I was trying to call you Monday. I think it was Monday. Yeah, I was probably Monday, and she was talking about.
You mean Gloria Brown? Your
yes.
Land Solutions.
She was making some right. She was making some great points about you know, the young men or boys who messing with these young little girls, and you know, and I totally agree with her. I mean, you should leave those little girls alone. But I also want to say, I've seen where these mothers, Dervan, dressing up with these little girls. I'm talking about, I saw a little girl, I was at the dentist here in Jamaica, and I saw a little girl, she can't be, I was sitting outside, she can't be no more than about 6. She's short, but Dervan, the mother was with her, and what she was wearing was a big woman short she was wearing, Dervan. I don't know why these mothers do that, Dervan. Why they do that? She's a little girl, look at the babies.
It's a function of who is raising the children these days. It's just one of those things.
But these people they look like they're smart, they look like they are normal people, but why do you want to put your little daughter into a big woman? And you know, so some of these little girls, they start develop from 7, at that age, right? Why do you want to put these little girls? I saw my grandniece wearing something, a blouse, and I said to the mom, that's not a child. That's not a child t-shirt. That's not a child t-shirt. That's a big woman t-shirt. She said, oh, I'll buy it like a kid's store. I said, no, you shouldn't put that in your daughter. Because what that does, it invites men to think that she's available at age 7, 8, 9.
And there are women listening to you and going, hold on, just stop right there. Because there are those who feel that there's a tendency to blame it on whatever the female was wearing at the time, and so on and so forth.
Dervan, Dervan, it doesn't give nobody no excuse to mess with a child, Dervan. I say it again.
That's the point I'm making.
No, all I'm saying to you, you have a responsibility also to make sure that your daughter wear appropriate clothing, especially in public. That's all I'm saying. That's part of your responsibility also. Because remember, say your daughter is 8. The boy who's 12, hormone start getting hormone feelings already. 12, 13. Well, okay, okay, it doesn't give him an excuse to mess with the daughter, but the less you can make that happen is also your responsibility. That's my opinion. I don't let my daughter wear any adult stuff. Even in the house, my daughter can't wear certain things in the house. No, you're a child. You're supposed to wear child things. Yeah, and that's my take on that. So I just want to put that in there.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not making, by the way, again, I'm not making any excuse for these, especially big men who want to mess with these men that are sick. Okay. Even when you see the child naked, you shouldn't doesn't have that child in the first place. So I'm not making any excuse for them, or even not a big enough boy. But again, make that daughter or that child wear appropriate clothing. The tax, how we call it, $1,000 on. I was asking about the $1,000 allowance to bring allowance in. I think that starts on April the 1st. But from what I've noticed coming to Jamaica for a couple of times after COVID, and the customs seem to kind of relax the hustle and bustle, where they used to like surge up a lot. I find they kind of relax that once they find out that is more likely if you're carrying, you're not carrying any commercial stuff in. You know what I'm saying, Dervan?
Yes.
I remember I came with a camera years ago to put on my property. And then they charged me like $100 for the camera. I was like, miss, I can't believe it. This is my camera. I'm going to put it in my house. And, I don't understand what you're charging me for something like that. I already paid taxes already for in New York. And it's for me. So what are you charging me for? So I was kind of a little bit petrified about that.
Well, sounds like they're all after you.
No, I'll be honest with you. That was only one time that I could say I feel I was treated unfairly. After that, that was only one time. I come to Jamaica very, very often. Sometimes, you're from me, I'm in Jamaica. So that's the only time I feel I was treated unfairly. And as I said, lately it seems like they are relaxing a little bit more. Even though I think the 1,000 allowance start, I think the 1st of April, if my recollection serves me right. By the way, I want to touch briefly that bridge in Baltimore, man. I used to live in Baltimore. I'm not a family there. Thank God I checked it out of them. And again, my heart goes out for those workers that was working at the bridge. These guys are immigrants. I think they were probably working for a company. Most of them, I think they're from Central and South America. I think one from Mexico. Hardworking people. They probably don't get enough pay to do that job. But unfortunately, the other one, I think, perished. I just can't imagine the what you call it, the nightmare when it comes to traffic that gonna cause in that area. But thank God, it could have been a lot worse if they didn't send a media out to stop traffic, traffic on that bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
I know you're very well, because I know you visit Europe quite the DNV. That's not DNV era, but it's still linked to the DNV era. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good to hear from you after a little break. It seems.
Yeah. As I said, I listened to you a couple of times down there when I was in. But when you don't have Wi-Fi service, you just can't do anything. By the way, quickly again, the link up, the British link up thing, I heard on Saturday morning was talking to the lady who started it. What do you call it, British link up, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, a very good idea. I don't know if hopefully if I want to probably if I can log on one day as a guest. I don't know if they'll allow me to log on as a guest from the US just to get some idea because it's a good thing to start with people who want to come out to Jamaica. If you can probably start up something like from the US or from New York area, a link up from a tri-state area is a good thing to have kind of like-minded people link up with each other. Yeah.
Yep, why not? By all means.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's strength in numbers.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Come on, and take care. Have a nice time with the Easter season.
You too. Bye-bye. All the best. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Barry has sent a link to us. We have to check that out before making a decision. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada, still on board as well. And you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, we're still taking your calls. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, shouting out everybody as usual. And this message from Father Lee. And the message says, "Good day to you, Sir Malcolm. The two special Auditor General reports recently is no surprise to me, but it does leave me to consider, when will our tax dollars stop going into these corrupt politicians' pockets?" Sir Malcolm, it's really a shame of some of the things going on in this country. Wishing you and your family all the best over the Easter holiday, Sir Malcolm. Message from Father Lee. Thank you very much for your message, Father Lee, and all the very best. Let's see. Here's another call coming through. 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Mr. Churchman here. So Dervan, just thinking and looking at the cost of living and minimum wage is 15,000. Hello?
I'm listening, but you have a lot of noise in your background. There's a lot of noise coming from your area.
Yes, I'm working on things. Yeah. So when I observe Mr. Dervan, the 15,000 there. To go to the supermarket.
What do you think is a reasonable figure? What do you think is reasonable?
But I tell you what I think is reasonable. I believe the government should abandon the minimum wage and allow person to negotiate their own, because 15,000, Mr. Dervan, I just want to show you, when I went to go to the supermarket, I cannot use a natural high. The doctor said, a little cholesterol. And the virgin olive oil, one buckle for the week.
Sorry, hold a moment, please. One moment, please.
Yes.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. The St. James Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS, will be hosting the 41st staging of the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show this Easter Monday, April 1 at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James. Join Power 106 FM for a live broadcast from the annual Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. and see cultural presentations, agricultural displays, and enjoy entertainment all day. This broadcast is brought to you by Growers Choice Aries Organic Fertilizer, Hypro Super Center, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, the Nacalva Polytechnic College, and the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE. That's a live broadcast from the Montpelier Agricultural and Industrial Show at the Montpelier Showgrounds in St. James this Easter Monday, April 1, from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
May the footprints that we leave them to be.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. A good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Well, let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Please continue. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Dervan. I was saying, one back aisle, it can really serve for the whole week, but I'm just a rough check. It's 4,000 hard for the Hollywood. I have to use the Hollywood because the regular higher list, the doctor say I'm medical cholesterol, so I try to use the Hollywood. It's 4,000 hard, can hardly serve for the week. And it's 4,000 hard out of the 15,000. So I'm going to say, 2 chicken then, because one can't serve for the week. But 2 chicken, probably that's work out to maybe 4,000. So $9,000 that's over.
So what would you think? So, what do you think would be reasonable in your estimation?
As I said, Mr. Dervan, as I said, the government should not have any minimum wage.
Okay.
The worker, the employer. You know, I don't think the employers, some of them don't have any conscience. But even the Bible tell you that when you work somebody, must pay them well. It's a sin not to pay them because 15,000 Mr. Dervan, and the worst thing going on, Mr. Dervan, the government them take raise them pay. You know, much 300%. But Mr. Dervan, if I think so, a bad thing that's because if I can't live off of 15,000, if I'm a leader, and I say 15,000, the leader who leads in front of us, so I mean, the leader should take the 15,000 then. That's what I'm saying, so because all of us are human beings, so if I can't live off 15,000, how are you going to encourage somebody to pay your 15,000? And when you check the price of food, Mr. Dervan, sometimes I tell you, we work food money, but when you check the price of food everywhere supermarket, you take out the meat, 15,000 can't buy nothing, sir. And the people have to live healthy because when you live off a little bad oil and flour, it costs your health. I'm a toll on you. Can't buy the vegetable with that. So I tell you the truth, Mr. Dervan. A lot of people they negotiate them one thing, you know, and don't set any rate. Because the lowest you could have set now for the week at 30,000. The lowest for somebody survive because they have children and send them to school. They can't survive less than 30,000 a year. It is the lowest, you know, say 25,000. 25,000. Can't go no one that's because you can't go buy food. Yes, so it's just not Mr. Dervan call you about to this. So you take care.
You too. Thanks for the call.
Yes.
Take care.
Yes.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Patrick Howell says, Sir Malcolm, is there a Caribbean diasporan link or organization? This would be great if there is none. The Haitians have a powerful diaspora group which keeps them going during their difficult times. Sir Malcolm, good day. The government could be correct in saying that there will be no new taxation, but they will go after all those who are not in the tax net, such as taxis, minibuses, juta, cook shops, Airbnb operators, people selling clothes on the streets, and other income tax evaders. This kind of taxation drive for compliance should have been done years ago. These tax evaders have seen a 52% rise in the underground economy. Something is missing from that line. No country can have this unbalanced in an economy. If everyone paid their share of tax, then it would be less strenuous on us as PAYE contributors. Can you imagine if all these non-compliant tax evaders become compliant? Patrick. Thank you for your message, Patrick. Yaz Child says, Dervan, after 4 weeks, my garbage was collected after the councillor intervened. We're going 3 weeks now and no further garbage collected. We see where the money not being spent. Kevin Galloway screams, Holy Thursday. Good afternoon, Kevin Galloway. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Have a great and peaceful Easter weekend, you and the family and extended family of Power 106. Hope you get some good bun and cheese. And let's see, Stephen Barnes says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Keep the fire burning. Greetings, Stephen Barnes. And Derek Blair says, $15,000 is not the max. Those who can afford to pay more should pay more. Rudolph in Stony Hill says, Sir Malcolm, greetings. We all bawling about the prices of things and the pay we're getting not enough. Believe me, it will never be enough because there's no price control anymore. So nothing named livable wages anymore. Wrong move, removing price control. Rudolph, that's from Rudolph in Stony Hill. And this one says, real talk from Churchman. All right, Churchman, real talk. Thank you very much for your message. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And I'm just realizing Natalie has been saying a lot. Natalie Winter. She says, hello, Dervan, just stop by to say a special big up to those individuals who may be a little lonely during this Easter. Just remember that someone loves you and cares about you and appreciate you. Happy Easter and many more wonderful Easter season greetings to come. Blessings and lots of love. Then she goes on to say, what a person wears does not say what the person or child is. The point is, child must be a child and keep out of adult affairs. Natalie Winter again says, Dervan, it's a little too late for some individuals to change. Oh, it's too late for them to change, she says. And let's see who else is messaging us. I think we have cleared our messages. So here's another one. Patrick Howell saying, have a holy Easter, Sir Malcolm, to you and your family. Thank you very much, Patrick. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 28th of March, 2024. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall, nor all your piety nor wit shall erase a single line. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns on Tuesday, because of course today is Holy Thursday, tomorrow is Good Friday, which is a public holiday, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, and then back to work on Tuesday. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm wishing everybody a safe, peaceful Easter season. Take care.
May the footprints that we lead them to be free, and the lights we make inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. After all, our hopes and dreams have come and gone, and their children say through all we've left behind. May the clues that they discover and the memories they uncover become the light that leads them to the road each must find. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Find us faithful. May the fire of devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. Oh, may all who come behind us find us
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.